nunca de ver lugar da praia do Manduco. Fawaga de Manduco Beach Road. This street once was a beach, Manduco Beach Street. There was a rock named Stone Raven. The winds from the ocean made it sound like a raven's croak. Imagine this street on the shoreline. Imagine that sound of a raven through the rock when the winds were strong. The eerie captivating croak of a raven. Raven's rock now buried under reclaimed land, but once was here. This street once was a beach, Manduco Beach Street. There was a rock named Stone Raven. The winds from the ocean made it sound like a raven's croak. Macau with its history, reclaimed land and changing seasides. This street once followed the ocean and led to a temple. Imagine how different it was once. This street once was a beach, Manduco Beach Street. There was a rock named Stone Raven. The winds from the ocean made it sound like a raven's croak. Imagine this street on the shoreline. Imagine that sound of a raven through the rock when the winds were strong. The eerie captivating croak of a raven. Raven's rock now buried under reclaimed land, but once was here. This street once was a beach, Manduco Beach Street. There was a rock named Stone Raven. The winds from the ocean made it sound like a raven's croak.
Okay, so this is called Street of the Beach of Manduco. And this whole street goes all the way down to something called Sal Lorenzo's Market. So we're gonna walk down that way. And then they're also building a train line down that way. So we're gonna start the street down that way, and then we're gonna come all the way down. And this was where the ocean used to be, because it has the word beach. And there's also, I'll tell you a lot more about it. I'll explain a little bit now. So let's explain it, and I'm gonna start the video and walk all the way down. Bye. Okay, Rua de Praia do Manduco. This is basically like Beach Street, Manduco Beach Street. Anyways, this is it up on the map, so you can kind of see where it's at now. And it's kind of in this little narrow spot near the southern part of Macau. And this used to be more narrow. And this street used to be on the ocean. And then they reclaimed the land. So it kind of maybe almost doubled. But this street right here would have been where the beach was at, Manduco Beach. So it's pretty interesting. And then the lyrics, I'll put the lyrics up as well so you can see the lyrics. And what's interesting about this is this street, Manduco, I guess it's it refers to this raven stone. There used to be a raven stone rock, and this big rock that was on the shoreline here. The winds, when the tides would come in and out, and when it was kind of a windy night, it would sound like a raven's, like a eerie sound of a raven's croak. And so that's where the name Manduco comes from. And so yeah, actually this one makes me kind of feel a lot of a Portuguese word called saudade, like missing something, even something that you didn't even experience yourself, but you just kind of have this longing for it. So I'm just trying to really imagine what this would have been like when this was on the ocean, and it would lead down to Amma Temple, which is still there, of course. But now this reclaimed land kind of transformed this whole area significantly. But anyways, this is what it looks like in 2024, almost 2025 now. So I filmed it December, right before the new year of 2025. So anyways, we're going to go down, and I'm going to do the walk and talk, and we're basically going to be looking at it in 2024, 2025, with all the fruit stands, the flowers, the Sal Lorenzo's Market at the end of the street. And so, and I'll just kind of walk it through and kind of explain it all. But anyways, the song connects with the history of it. So hopefully you like the song, and the song I made with AI, by the way. So anyways, let's just get right into the walk and talk, but that's a little bit of a background of the street. Let's check it out. Okay, so the street of the beach of Manduco, and this right here is where the this is kind of a main road right here. I think it's called Sergio del Almeida, and there's some restaurants here like Litoral. There's some nice Portuguese ones that go down this way. This one is where the port is at. You can see ship freights and such like that, and that would be all the way down, follows all the way down to all these ponts. There's like Pont 16 and Pont. So okay, so we're gonna be walking down this one, Praia de Manduco Hawker. So they have a lot of market kind of stuff. This is that main street right here. I'm on Sergio. Okay, so this is going to be our focus street. It's a lot to talk about behind me as well, but we're going to walk down it. It's called Hawker Street, and this right here leads to the ocean. So behind me, let's just kind of look behind me. Look. But somewhere in this area, they're building a lot of this construction over here and all the way down. And there's going to be a station for the upcoming train line, and it's called Praia de Manduco MTR station, long transit station. What do they call that? So we have a train line in Macau, and it's called MLRT. So it'll be an MLRT station. Kind of a mouthful, isn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at this Japanese one real quick. Takemache. Tasty. For mort. I think mort is like death, the good death. Okay, so let's walk down Hawker's Lane. So when we get further up, you're gonna see like flower market, fruit, stuff like that. Then it ends all the way down to where a marketplace is at. So that's why they call it Hawker's Lane. And it's also kind of starts out the ocean, but yeah, my understanding is this would have been all like a muddy, murky kind of beach, which wasn't so beautiful as you think by the name. And then this right here, this is a whole space that used to be social housing. So when they reclaimed the land, then they could just build a whole block of just like stuff for the elderly. And I think there was something like, I think it was 32 units. That's their target street right there. So I think there was 32 units, 34, 32, something like that. Some even number of 30 something, 36. So all of this was built for the elderly, and then it kind of fell into disrepair. Patio de Claridad, and that goes all the way down to the ocean, almost to the ocean. It goes to the same street that we started at earlier, but they've been putting a lot of money into it to have like art spaces, so you can see some of that. So this is a courtyard, but there's other side of all of that too. So so anyways, you can kind of see the structure of it, right? You can see this has a really different feel than this. And then once they built these streets, you know, like some parts of Macau are very organic, where the streets kind of meander in lots of different ways. But in this particular street, because they're all reclaimed land, everything on the left to be these straight little alleys that just go all the way down. So we're gonna highlight those as we walk it. And then shortly we're going to get into where all the marketplaces are at as well. Capuchino Education Center. Oh, and then right here, the Mandarin House is like right there. So that's where a prominent Chinese businessman would have historically lived in that space, and now it's a museum. So you can see that, and this is, I think, part of the same museum, but this is a different structure right there. Okay. So we're still following the beach road, Praia do Manduco. So now you can see more of these little courtyards, these little straight alleys. So they just kind of go right down to Sergio de Almeida. And now we're going to start catching more of these like fruits and flowers. So you're going to see more of that shortly. Some chairs to sit at. These right here are typhoon guards. So when the typhoons come in, there's another straight. This will kind of meander, but then it won't meander. It'll go straight and it'll bend straight, and then it goes down further straight. Is this a TV or an indoor-outdoor window? It's cool. Okay. So now we're getting into the flower market. So you can see that. It's really pretty. Smells great. Another one. And another one. It's really nice. Fresh flowers and very beautiful, very colorful. Okay, there's more of these narrow alleys. And then over on the right side is fruit. So I'm gonna walk over there in a second, especially to get out of the sunlight, because so here's another alley, goes all the way down. Okay, so let's go over to this side. And then we are going to try to get all the fruits here. Warm jackets for the winter time. Gonna meander down. Sometimes I see a lot of older people right here sitting, but I don't see them today. I think this one is kind of cool. So those will burn them for the ancestors or the spirits, so they can play some of those games in the afterlife as well. You can also burn cars and houses and money, fake money. But I hadn't really seen the mahjong ones like that before, but it's kind of cool because the older generation, a lot of them would actually play a lot of mahjong. So it's like the idea of burning those in the as offerings to your grandparents, you know, who might have played a lot of mahjong. It's kind of cool. It's super cool, super interesting. Okay. So we're gonna keep on meandering down. We're gonna walk by some more fruit. Got more of these alleys that go all the way down. Fresh fruit. It's really good. Yeah, Macau has to be dependent for fruits and vegetables from the outside because you can't really grow them inside the city. Yeah, it's one of the things I was reading about the Portuguese when they were here, is they were so dependent on the like codependent, like here's the marketplace right here, São Lourenço, but they were very dependent on China for fruits and vegetables and all their stuff to survive, right? But then at the same time, the Chinese that were here, there's also a lot of economic opportunities and business opportunities for the Portuguese being here as well. So they kind of mutually benefited Interesting alley down that way. Okay, so I think we're going to be coming to the end of our street pretty soon. I think it turns into, yeah, this is going to be the end of it right here. So, Rua de Praia de Manduco, and then João Le Carros. So it changes streets. And there's some stuff that goes up. And if you go up this way, it'll go up to, there's a seminary up here, different stuff like that. But then this would have been our target street right here. So this is Praia do Manduco. And then the Mercado do São Lourenço is right here. St. Lawrence's market. Then down that's the street that we're not going to go down because it's a different street. So there you go. Hopefully kind of interesting.
Manduco Street. There was a rock named Stone Raven. The winds from the ocean made it sound like a raven's croak. Macau with its history.